Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and the beautiful spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Electra's previous finds her on Striking and the Lovely. In the most recent episodes of The Strong and the Delightful, Electra is concealing a major mystery. On the Wednesday, she alluded to why she was frantic to go to Los Angeles. In any case, it appears as though her dim past is going to find her, come what may. Excessively awesome? Will is now stricken with Electra. He's down terrible to such an extent that he previously disregarded the youthful models who wander the corridors of Forrester manifestations. This was the underlying motivation behind why he accepted a position as an understudy. That all changed when he met Electra. The two common their most memorable kiss, and he can't quit mulling over everything. Indeed, even Katie can see that her child is love-struck. He told her that Electra was the absolute bundle. In addition to the fact that she is lovely, she's brilliant, humble, and kind. Finding a lady in LA with those traits is uncommon. In any case, there's only one issue: Electra held on to a dim mystery from before. Will saw that she wouldn't share many insights concerning her own life. Figure out what occurs next on B&B. You can't run, yet you can't stow away. Electra has a stalker who has a sanctum committed to her. On Wednesday's episode, B&B watchers drew in nearer, take a gander at the secret man. One scene showed the young fellow following everything Electra might do. He looked through her name and found that she moved to Los Angeles. Electra imparted to Ivy that Will is the direct inverse of her ex. Is this the one who can't let her go? The man has proactively been uncovered as Remy Price. He became fixated on Electra, which could cause issues for Will and Forrester manifestations. There's a valid justification why Electra didn't need her face spread all around web-based entertainment. She needs to keep her life hidden for her well-being. Toward the finish of Wednesday's episode, she separated in tears. Naturally, Electra is scared for her life. This man could cause destruction in LA once he shows up. Jacqueline McInnes would uncovers how Steffi truly feels about terminating trust on Strong and the Wonderful. Steffi committed an error by terminating trust on the Strong and the Delightful. She didn't give Trust time to account for herself. Yet, was persuaded that Trust was hitting on her man. She eagerly gave her the formal notice and chopped out expectation for what's to come. Jacqueline McInnes stood in opposition to the questionable terminating. She uncovered Weather as having any apprehensions and prodded what she feels about her dad's unforeseen help. In her meeting with Soaps.com, McInnes said something regarding the matter. She accepts that Steffi thinks what is happening thoroughly legitimizes the means. Her personality will not have any second thoughts, in any event, when she in the end discovers that expectation wasn't sitting tight for Finn in hot undergarments. There will be when Steffi finds out about Trust's relationship with Carter. She'll at last assemble the pieces and see the reason why Carter has loved expectation for what's to come. McInnes prodded that there will be a major and exceptionally extraordinary second that will be loaded with bunches of turns, some of which even Steffi don't anticipate. Father knows best. Steffi likewise wants to send Brooke out the entryway. I would lie assuming that I said no, McInnes said. Nonetheless, she ought to fault her dad, Edge, for beginning the Logan Forrester war. However, she energetically upholds him regardless of anything. That's what McInnes recommended where it counts. Steffi just faults Brooke for everything. She additionally accepts that her on-screen persona is super about having her dad's help with the terminating. She added, she feels extremely grounded and exceptionally amazing as co-chief with Edge's help. Eric attempted to persuade Steffi to re-examine her choice. The B&B star made sense of that while regards her granddad. She is as yet a carbon copy of her grandma and won't ever withdraw on her choices. On Wednesday's episode, watchers were given clues about Electra's secretive past. Despite the fact that she hasn't shared many subtleties, she has implied to Ivy that she abandoned her previous life for good reasons. In any case, regardless of how far she runs, it appears to be that her not entirely settled to find her. Electra's old flame, Will, is spellbound by her. He depicts her as brilliant, delightful, humble, and kind, a unique case in LA, and he's holding nothing back. Subsequent to sharing their most memorable kiss, Will is deeply inspired, in any event, pronouncing to his mom, Katie, that Electra is great. Yet, he can't shake the inclination that she's concealing something. His instinct is correct. Electra harbors a profound trepidation established in her past life, one she's frantically attempting to get away. Electra's feelings of dread are not unwarranted. A shadowy figure named Remy Price has surfaced, a man with an unfortunate fixation on her. On Wednesday's episode, B&B watchers saw Remy Price following Electra internet, learning about her transition to LA, and concentrating on everything she might do. One scene even showed him keeping a holy place devoted to her, loaded up with pictures and keepsakes. It becomes obvious that Remy was a critical piece of Electra's life before she came to Los Angeles. Her hesitance to be the substance of Forrester's Gems line originates from her insight into Remy's fixation. She fears that her presence in the media will give him a way back into her life, risking her own security as well as the well-being of people around her. As Remy develops bolder in his interest, Electra's tension forms, and she fears that Remy's appearance could have horrendous ramifications for Will, herself, and Forrester manifestations. In the meantime, in a different storyline, Steffi Forrester's choice to fire Trust Logan has sent shockwaves through Forrester manifestations. Fans saw Frailty's air pocket to the surface as she associated Trust with chasing after her better half, Finn. Persuaded that Trust was crossing limits, hastily terminated her, bringing down the expectation for the future line all the while. Jacqueline McInnes Wood, who plays Steffi, as of late talked about this dubious choice, uncovering that considers her activities to be legitimate, regardless of whether it implies hacking out Trust's vocation without permitting her to make sense of. Regardless of Steffi's certainty, her choice hasn't turned out well with other relatives. Eric Forrester attempted to persuade her to rethink, however, epitomizing her grandma Stephanie's versatility, stays firm. Enduring help of her dad, Edge, further powers her drive to bring down the Logans. Jacqueline McInnes Wood indicated that feels enabled by Edge's help as co-president, regardless of whether it implies starting a new struggle with Brooke Logan. Electra's past and Steffi's competition with the Logans make strain that will just raise in the episodes ahead. With Remy's appearance in Los Angeles, Electra might be compelled to go up against the very things she attempted to abandon, putting her life and her recently discovered relationship with Will in danger. Can she safeguard herself, or will Remy's fixation winding into disorder for Forrester manifestations? Furthermore, concerning Steffi, her competition with Trust isn't finished at this point. As she keeps on wrestling with family unwaveringness and individual instabilities, fans can expect an emotional standoff that will compel her to face the outcomes of her activities. Remain tuned to the strong and the lovely to perceive how these storylines unfurl, and prepare for turns, conflicts, and the serious show that main Forrester manifestations can convey. Will Spencer, an understudy at Forrester manifestations, has been dazzled by Electra since they met. His underlying objective was to hobnob with models and partake in the advantages of the style world, yet that all changed when Electra came into his life. The two as of late shared their most memorable kiss, and Will can't quit pondering her. Indeed, even his mother, Katie, has seen his stricken disposition as he depicts Electra as the complete bundle, lovely, savvy, humble, and kind. Be that as it may, underneath her apparently wonderful outside, Electra harbors a dull mystery. Will has detected that she's keeping down, particularly with regards to examining her own life, yet he has no clue exactly the way in which profound her past goes. Electra's hesitance to impart her story to Will just adds to the secret, and his interest may before long place him at risk. Electra's mystery is established in her feeling of dread toward Remy Price, a man with a hazardous fixation. In ongoing episodes, watchers have seen Remy following Electra on the web and learning of her transition to LA. Remy's fixation on Electra has developed over the long run, and he even keeps a holy place committed to her, a chilling indication of his fascination. Electra indicated to her companion Ivy that Will is nothing similar to her ex, quietly implying the torture she experienced under Remy's impact. At the point when Forrester manifestations reported that Electra would be the substance of its Gems line, her prompt response was alarm. She realized that greater perceivability could make it simpler for Remy to see as her, and it appears to be her feelings of dread are legitimate. Remy's obsession with Electra takes steps to upset her life in LA and even imperil those nearest to her, including Will. Toward the finish of Wednesday's episode, the heaviness of her past is a lot for Electra to bear. She separates in tears, unnerved by what's to come. In spite of her endeavors to serious areas of strength for Remain, is noticeably scared that Remy's appearance in Los Angeles could prompt hazardous outcomes. She would have liked to get her previous behind her, yet Remy's fixation is persevering, and she will be unable to get away from it this time. What's next for Electra and Will? With Remy possibly advancing toward Los Angeles, Electra's apprehension might drive her to uncover her past to Will. Whether he can deal with reality is not yet clear. Will's affections for her are solid, however Remy's appearance could entangle everything, particularly in the event that Will turns into an objective. The strong and the delightful commitments considerably more tension as Electra's mystery keeps on unfurling. Can she safeguard herself and those she thinks often about, or will her past annihilate the new life she's endeavored to construct? Tune in non-weekend days on CBS for the most recent advancements in Electra's story, and remain with the strong and the delightful for every one of the turns, and high-stakes show.